All right, folks, I'm here at my favorite chainsaw store, Stihl at Bear's Hardware in Nashville, Indiana. Yep, they got a bear there. But let me show you what I'm coming in for today. And there's all the friendly folks that work at Bear Hardware. That's right. Howdy, folks. And they carry a full line of Stihl products. This is where I bought my chainsaws in the past and where I buy most of my supplies. So let me show you though what we're here for today. Gloves? Nope. Axe? No. Here we go. We're here for a tree trimmer. And I think I've selected the perfect one. It's the Stihl 105, HT 105. And we're gonna buy that today. And it's gonna help with all the cleanup we got going on at the farm. So let's go ahead and check out. There she is. She looks sweet, don't she? Morning, y'all. Well, we went and made a special purchase just because we needed it around here for a long time. Now I had the excuse to buy one. And that would be the Stihl HT 105 pole saw. It's going to be real handy around here on the farm, especially as of late. As you know, we were recently hit by a tornado and a lot of the trees came down, a lot of the limbs broke off way up high, and I'm hoping that this will reach up and get some of those limbs that are hanging out. We'll see. I bought this pole saw from the great folks at Bear's Hardware. And they are great folks to deal with. Now this particular saw, I believe has like a 135 cc power rating. Weighs about, unfortunately, 17 pounds. But it will extend out to 16 feet. And that's what we're really needing around here in some of the neighbors' homes. As far as reaching some of those limbs that we can't get to from the ground. Well, let's start at the business end of this pole saw and get it some bar oil. And I can only imagine this adds a little weight to the overall weight of this machine. That 16 pounds, they said, is dry weight. However many ounces this bar oil reservoir will hold. Came with some extra accessories, even an instruction manual. Huh. Came with a crench wrench. I'm assuming it's to change this chain out. And maybe a spark plug. Yeah, there's the one for the bar chain. Wonder if it's the same size as our regular chainsaw bar chain. It is. Stihl does at least think about us out in the field and commonize things. And then it just comes with an Allen wrench and a itty bitty screwdriver. The one thing I didn't think about, I'm gonna have to go get a file for this size chain. I should have picked one of those up. All right, so we got the bar oil reservoir done. Let's move on to the head of the matter. That would be the Stihl HT 105 power head. That looks like the choke. It's got the bulb like most 2-cycle engines have. Looking for an on-off switch. All right, let's get some fuel in this baby and see if she fires up. How many pulls is it gonna take to fire this unit up? There's a little stop switch on the handle itself too, as you can see there. Here's your run switch. Looks like it's got 2 maybe choke positions. We'll put it on full choke, and then we will also squeeze the bubble to get some fuel up into the bubble. And here it comes. It is the priming bubble. It's primed. All right, like I said, let's see how many starts it takes, pulls it takes to start it. Two. Wow. 2 pulls, folks. Put it on partial choke, but it kicks it right down the. There, looks like you got this little handy dandy shoulder strap, which will probably take it all the way out pretty much. I like putting, you may have to get a different harness for this baby. Ugh. Well, I don't know how well that's gonna work. So we have to tighten that up. How do you tighten it up? Not so sure about the construction of that. It just hung on, just connected with these little spring clips. I guess what's nice about it is it does move, so you can balance it like so, especially when we extend it out like we're about to. Let's go try it out, shall we? To mount this monster. I wonder if anybody is out there is willing to send me some mounting options for my Honda 700 Pioneer side by side. I feel like a jouster. Alright, we're gonna test the fullest extent of length for this saw today. Alright folks, a little disappointed, and I don't know why Stihl would advertise this HT 105, and their other one I believe is a 135. Horsepower is the only difference. And even in the specs it says up to 16 feet. That is to approximately the back tip of the bar to the back of the unit is 13 feet 6 inches. I've scoured the internet, YouTube, everywhere, and there's even videos posting it as 16 feet length. But nobody talks about why it's not 16 feet. So I looked in the instructions, I looked on Stihl's website. It doesn't talk anything about an extension. So I gotta do a little investigation on that and find out where my other 3 feet is. But it is what it is. We are here today and we gotta get stuff done. So I've lost not only 3 feet, but possibly more. All right, let's see if we can get this done without hurting ourselves. It is quite wieldy to move around. Man, what I like about this, you can turn it at different angles. Nice for cut. You're needing to. It does help if you have something to leverage it with. That's as high up as I can reach. This one here is going to be a little tricky when we get tell you what, I can still get up in this. Get rid of this guy. Oh boy. Right there. Okay, for sure. All right. Ugh. Alright, let's get rid of some of these weird, they're really bugging me over here. Yeah. That was a reach. Well, all right, folks. I know I was giving Stihl a hard time on the extra 3 feet missing on this HT 105 pole pruner, but I can see right now it would be very difficult to wheel it around 16 feet or an additional 3 feet. The 13 feet was all that I could handle. However, if it advertises up to 16 feet, I want to know how it gets up to 16 feet. If somebody can tell me that, because I'll use it. Anyway, we got the majority of the junk stuff that I wanted down. I just wanted to get this pole pruner specifically for this job right here. And I also have a neighbor that needs a limb taken down, and I'm gonna have to see how we're gonna get that done, because I think it's a little higher than 13 feet. Needless to be said, the Stihl equipment never ceases to amaze me how well it runs, how well it starts, and how well it performs. The chainsaw function, the reach that I currently have was more than adequate for this job. And the power is definitely more than adequate for this job. So thanks for stopping in and watching another project here on Peterson Farms in Nashville, cutting down some of the branches broken off by the big trees and get that cleanup done. But we'll put this saw to good use. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, especially for you deer hunters can understand, pruning trees and shooting lanes out there in the woods. This could come in very handy for those occasions. But if you don't mind, on your way out, hit that like button. And if you like this kind of content and much more of similar content, be sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you along for the journey of 2025 tornado cleanup, and see what it was right after the storm, and what it and what it ends up being after we're done, when we're finished cleaning up. So, but anyway, God bless you all till next time, and be safe out there.